How do F1 drivers drive in the rain? Driving an F1 car in the rain isn't just about making it to the finish line, it's a battle against the elements. When the track gets wet, everything changes. Grip becomes unpredictable, braking zones shift, and visibility drops dramatically. For the drivers, it's not just about speed, it's about surviving the conditions while keeping the car on the right track. In this high-stakes environment, only the best can master the art of driving in the wet. The science behind reduced grip in wet weather. When it rains, the tires of an F1 car face a drastic challenge. Formula One tires are designed to grip the track, but wet conditions make this exponentially harder. The rubber struggles to make contact with the surface when it's covered in water. This results in a lack of friction between the tires and the track, known as reduced grip. To counteract this, F1 cars use specialized wet weather tires designed to channel water away from the contact patch, providing as much grip as possible. However, even these tires can only work efficiently at specific speeds. In rain, the tires are more likely to aquaplane, losing contact with the track altogether, which makes cornering and braking much more difficult. Add in puddles and standing water, and the challenge becomes even greater. Drivers must constantly adjust to these shifting conditions, keeping the car within its limits while still pushing for speed. The science behind wet weather grip is a delicate balance between tire technology and driver instinct, and mistakes can happen in the blink of an eye. Braking in the wet, the key to staying in control. Braking in the rain is one of the most critical and delicate parts of wet weather driving. When an F1 car hits the brakes in the wet, it can't apply the same level of force as it would on a dry track. With less grip available, there's a higher risk of the tires locking up or the car sliding off track. To avoid these problems, drivers use a technique called threshold braking. This technique involves applying the brakes as hard as possible, without locking the tires, finding the exact point at which the tires can't provide any more grip. It requires immense precision, as even a small mistake can send the car into a spin. As they approach a corner, drivers must also use trail braking, gradually easing off the brake as they enter the corner, to shift some of the load to the front tires, giving them more grip for turning. This is crucial in the wet, as the balance between braking and cornering becomes even more sensitive. With every lap, drivers have to adjust their braking points, as rain can alter the track conditions and affect the grip levels, demanding constant focus and adaptability. Cornering in the wet, finding grip and avoiding mistakes. When it rains, cornering in an F1 car becomes a whole different challenge. On a dry track, drivers are accustomed to a steady, predictable racing line, knowing exactly where the most grip lies. However, in wet conditions, the racing line constantly shifts, as water accumulates and dries in certain spots. As a result, drivers have to be strategic in finding the optimal grip. This often means deviating from the traditional racing line and choosing less slippery parts of the track, which may not be as well defined. The key to cornering in the wet is maintaining smooth inputs, whether it's steering, throttle, or braking. Sudden movements can cause the car to lose grip, leading to spins or slides. When turning, drivers aim to keep the car balanced, feeling for the limits of traction at every moment. In the wet, the car is much more sensitive, and a driver's ability to anticipate how the car reacts to different conditions is crucial. The wet track requires them to be more patient with the throttle. It's easy to apply too much power, but that will only spin the wheels and reduce speed. Instead, a smooth and gradual application of throttle allows the driver to maintain control while pushing for the fastest possible exit from the corner. As the track evolves, drivers must constantly adapt, calculating how much grip is available corner to corner and adjusting their approach accordingly. In essence, the wet race track forces drivers to balance risk and reward, where every corner presents an unknown. Navigating the changing conditions on track. Navigating a wet track in an F1 race isn't just about driving in the rain, it's about managing ever-changing conditions that evolve throughout the race. The rain doesn't fall uniformly across the track, meaning different parts of the circuit can have varying levels of grip at any given time. For instance, one section may still be soaked, while another might have dried enough to offer better traction. This means that a driver can't simply rely on a fixed line throughout the entire race. As the conditions shift, they must constantly reassess the grip levels in different corners. Wet patches appear and disappear, and puddles form in the most unpredictable places, forcing drivers to stay on high alert. The mental challenge for a driver in these conditions is immense. They not only have to read the track, but also anticipate how it will evolve. The rain often causes the racing line to become less defined, and drivers must adjust, constantly searching for drier patches or areas of the track where they can find the most grip. The strategic element of a wet weather race also comes into play when considering tire choices. In most races, there's a transition between wet and dry conditions, meaning teams and drivers must predict when to switch from full wet tires to intermediates and eventually dry tires. Making the right decision at the right time is critical. Wait too long, and the track may dry out completely, causing a loss of time. Switch too early, and the tires could overheat. This constant balancing act between weather, track conditions, and tire strategy adds another layer of complexity for drivers and teams alike. Rain Masters. A look at the drivers who shine in the wet. When the rain pours down, certain drivers rise above the rest, showing an unmatched ability to control the car in treacherous conditions. Known as the Rain Masters, these drivers excel in wet conditions, and their performances often leave fans in awe. Ayrton Senna, perhaps the most iconic of all rain specialists, earned his reputation by dominating in wet conditions. His ability to feel the car, adapt to ever-changing grip levels, and make lightning-fast decisions in the rain made him a legend. Max Verstappen has also earned his place in this elite group, showcasing his remarkable adaptability in wet races, most famously during the 2024 Brazilian Grand Prix, where his skill in wet weather outshone his competitors. Lewis Hamilton, too, has consistently demonstrated his prowess in the rain, with memorable victories like his win at the 2008 British Grand Prix in torrential conditions. Even other drivers, such as Lance Stroll and Esteban Ocon, have shown surprising wet weather talent. Stroll's podium finish in the 2020 Turkish Grand Prix in wet conditions was a testament to his ability to maintain control and deliver a strong performance under pressure. Ocon, too, has displayed exceptional wet weather driving. Notably in the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix, these drivers have honed their skills, proving that wet conditions are not an obstacle, but an opportunity to showcase their raw talent and feel for the car. Their mastery in the rain not only demonstrates their driving abilities, but also their mental strength and resilience in unpredictable circumstances. Why driving in the rain separates the great from the good. Driving in the rain is an art form in Formula 1. It's not just about having the fastest car, it's about skill, precision, and mental fortitude. The ability to master wet conditions requires a unique blend of anticipation, adaptability, and feel for the car. As the track evolves, drivers must adjust their strategies, constantly re-evaluating the conditions underfoot. The mental and physical strain is immense, and only those with exceptional talent can consistently rise to the challenge. The rain tests every aspect of a driver's ability: braking, cornering, throttle control, and racecraft under the harshest conditions. Rain masters like Senna, Verstappen, and Hamilton have made their mark by shining brightest in the wet. But it's the ability to adapt to constantly shifting conditions that truly separates the great drivers from the good. For fans and drivers alike, races in the rain are often the most exciting, unpredictable, and thrilling, showcasing the raw skill that defines Formula 1. In the end, driving in the rain is one of the most demanding aspects of Formula 1. It's not just about pushing the car to its limits, it's about adapting to rapidly changing conditions, staying mentally sharp, and finding grip where others struggle. The true rainmasters, like Senna, Verstappen, and Hamilton, show us that the ability to excel in wet conditions separates the greats from the rest. It's a test of skill, intuition, and resilience that makes wet weather races some of the most thrilling to watch.